Imagine a world without Amazon, the e-commerce titan that has revolutionized the way we shop and live. And not just an e-commerce giant, but also a leader in cloud computing, leaving the United States. It sounds like a dystopian novel, a far-fetched scenario. Yet whispers in the corridors of power suggest this notion is worth exploring. The ramifications would be seismic, sending shockwaves through the American economy and psyche, altering the landscape of business and daily life. Amazon is deeply embedded in American life, from its Seattle roots to its sprawling network of nationwide warehouses and delivery trucks. How could such an omnipresent entity even contemplate leaving its home country, where it has grown and thrived? The answer lies in the complex interplay of economic pressures and corporate strategy, where every decision is driven by numbers and projections. Corporations are driven by balance sheets and shareholder value, always seeking the most favorable conditions for growth and profit. If the U.S. environment becomes too hostile or prohibitively expensive, leaving might seem like a strategic move to preserve the company's future. Amazon's operations are vast and multifaceted, spanning logistics, cloud services, and more, making any potential move a colossal undertaking. Untangling this intricate web from the U.S. would be monumental, affecting countless businesses and consumers. The global stage offers suitors with lucrative incentives and new markets, tempting any corporation to consider relocation. The question is, what extreme circumstances might compel Amazon to seriously consider such a drastic move? This isn't a prediction but a thought experiment on the forces that could lead to such a decision, exploring the boundaries of corporate strategy. It's about understanding the delicate balance of economics, politics, and the need to adapt to a constantly shifting global landscape where nothing is ever truly certain. Tariffs are a primary catalyst in the complex web of international trade. They play a significant role in discussions about Amazon's potential exit from the U.S. market. Tariffs can dramatically alter cost structures for companies that rely heavily on international supply chains. The Trump administration's tariffs specifically targeted goods from China, which had a direct impact on Amazon's operations. Amazon thrives on offering a vast selection of products at competitive prices, many of which are sourced from Asia. When tariffs increase import costs, Amazon faces a tough choice: absorb these costs or raise prices for consumers. Imagine if such policies became permanent, creating a scenario where Amazon's U.S. operations are under constant threat. Sustained economic pressure through aggressive trade policy creates an environment of uncertainty and escalating costs. For a company like Amazon, which plans its strategies in decades, an unstable economic environment is a significant concern. A protectionist stance by the U.S. could push Amazon to seek more favorable business conditions in other countries. It's not just about leaving overnight, but about weighing national allegiance against pressing business imperatives. The stakes are incredibly high for both Amazon and the nation it calls home, as each decision could reshape the future of commerce. Amazon's success is tied to its global supply chain mastery. It sources goods worldwide, with China playing a pivotal role. Tariffs disrupt this model, increasing costs across Amazon's catalog. Diversifying sourcing is slow and costly. No country can replace China overnight. Tariffs add complexity and cost, challenging Amazon's speed and low prices. The Made in China label is ubiquitous on Amazon, essential for its competitive edge. U.S. policies penalizing global integration undermine Amazon's strategy. If the U.S. becomes a high-tariff island, serving American consumers becomes difficult. Amazon's strength is its global reach. Constraints erode its U.S. presence rationale. The company might consider markets with more open trade. Relocating Amazon's U.S. operations is a logistical nightmare, a task that seems almost insurmountable. With hundreds of fulfillment centers and delivery stations strategically placed across the country, the complexity is staggering. Replicating this vast infrastructure elsewhere would not only take years but also require an investment of billions of dollars. Beyond the physical buildings, Amazon employs hundreds of thousands of people in the U.S., each playing a crucial role. Finding and training a comparable workforce in another country is a monumental challenge that cannot be underestimated. The loss of U.S. talent would significantly impact operational efficiency and stifle innovation, which are key to Amazon's success. AWS, Amazon's cloud arm, would face numerous technical and regulatory hurdles abroad, complicating the relocation further. Moving vast amounts of data and ensuring service continuity is a risky and complex endeavor, fraught with potential pitfalls. Trust from U.S. clients, built over years, could be severely undermined, affecting business relationships. Amazon's U.S. supplier and logistics network has evolved over decades, becoming a finely tuned machine. Rebuilding this intricate network in a new market is a Herculean task, requiring immense resources and time. The sheer scale of Amazon's U.S. operations makes the idea of relocation almost unimaginable, a daunting prospect. It's akin to moving an entire city's industrial base, a feat that seems beyond the realm of possibility. The idea of a full relocation is truly a moving mountains scenario, a challenge of epic proportions. If Amazon scaled back U.S. operations, small businesses would suffer. Millions of third-party sellers rely on Amazon Marketplace. Amazon's disappearance would force them to find less sophisticated alternatives. Consumers would face higher prices and reduced choice. The convenience of Amazon's services is ingrained in American habits. Without Amazon, the retail landscape would be less competitive. The national economy would lose a major investor and employer. The U.S. Postal Service and delivery companies would see reduced business. Amazon's departure would deter foreign investment and impact U.S. prestige. The void left by Amazon would be more than economic. It's a psychological blow. It signals a potential decline in American dominance in technology and commerce. The impact would ripple through the economy and national psyche. Amazon's relocation, especially AWS, raises data security concerns. AWS hosts data for U.S. corporations and government agencies. Moving AWS outside U.S. jurisdiction raises security and privacy questions. Foreign access to data and new legal hurdles could arise. The U.S. government relies on AWS for critical functions. Shifting reliance to foreign data centers is risky for sensitive applications. The disruption to government operations would be monumental. Globally, U.S. tech leadership would be tarnished. Other countries might become more attractive for tech investment. International partners might reevaluate dependencies on U.S. tech. Amazon's departure would have diplomatic repercussions. It signals a failure of U.S. economic policy and declining competitiveness. Trust in American tech stewardship could wane. The ripple effects would touch America's global standing. Amazon's potential exit illustrates economic chess between governments and corporations. National policies can foster growth or create challenging environments. Tariffs, while protective, can squeeze margins and make markets less attractive. Corporations prioritize shareholder value, seeking favorable growth conditions. Uncertainty and high costs can prompt strategic reevaluation. It's not about patriotism, but economic realities. Businesses need predictability and supportive frameworks. Globalization means capital and operations are mobile. Countries compete to attract businesses with incentives. Economic policies impact corporate behavior and investment decisions. Amazon's scenario highlights the balance needed in policymaking. Policies can trigger significant outcomes for the economy and competitiveness. The idea of Amazon leaving the U.S. seems far-fetched, but the dynamics are real. Global interconnectedness and national policies shape business environments. This thought experiment prompts consideration of trade policies and corporate viability. It highlights the tension between national interests and global operations. Sustained tariffs could alter Amazon's economic calculus. Domestic policies have international repercussions on investments and operations. The scenario urges us to foster a competitive environment for global businesses. It questions the costs and benefits of protectionist measures. Amazon's hypothetical departure is a cautionary tale. It underscores the need for stable, competitive environments for economic growth.